सीनियर पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर जो पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर्स को तेलंगाना और आंध्रा स्टेट में जो कंबाइंड आंध्रा और तेलंगाना स्टेट में जो 30 साल जो 30 इयर्स आप प्रोसिक्यूटर्स को जो ट्रेन करे, पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को जो ट्रेन करे, आप एक बहुत बड़ी शख्सियत है। S.R.A. रोजदार साहब आपके हमारे सामने हैं यहाँ पे। So he wanted to come physically, but it was like a very short notice this was happening. So we are planning to conduct a very big session after this successful session. So inshallah we look forward. तो एक मैं S.R.A. रोजदार साहब से कैसा मिला बोले तो लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूशंस का नोटिफिकेशन आया था, लाइक 150 प्रोसिक्यूशंस का जो है जॉब नोटिफिकेशन आया था तेलंगाना स्टेट में। तो मैं और रंगारेड्डी एडवोकेट्स पूरे दोस्त मिलके जो है एक जूम का पैकेज खरीद के वी स्टार्टेड ए वॉलंटरी इनिशिएटिव टू ट्रेन आवर फेलो एडवोकेट्स फ्री ऑफ चार्ज। तो हुआ ये कि 87 कुछ प्रोसिक्यूटर सेलेक्ट हुए आउट ऑफ 150। तो आधे के आधे प्रोसिक्यूटर तेलंगाना स्टेट में सेलेक्ट है, वो हमारे कोचिंग से जो वॉलंटरी कोचिंग शुरू हुआ था रंगारेड्डी लॉयर्स एसोसिएशन से। तो एक वॉलंटरी कोचिंग जो है 50% प्रोसिक्यूटर्स को प्रोड्यूस करा तेलंगाना स्टेट में। तो इंशाल्लाह ये भी जो है बहुत अच्छा कोचिंग प्रोग्राम प्लान कर रहे हैं मटेरियल के साथ। मैं ज्यादा वक्त नहीं लेता हूँ, रोजदार साहब है तो वी आर रनिंग शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम सर। सो या रोजदार सर।
Just a moment, just a moment. Please unmute yourself now. Yes, please.
Sir, please start, sir.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. अभी तो एक्चुअली टाइम 9 हो गया है। कितना टाइम मुझको अलॉट करे अभी? 15 मिनट्स।
आप बात करिए सर, आप अपने हिसाब से बात करिए सर।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू। गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल। अभी तो जो टॉपिक आप असाइन करे थे, तो हाउ टू क्रैक जुडिशियल एग्जाम, कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन, इन दिस रिगार्ड वन ऑफ माय learned brother has presented in a brief manner, but covering all the subjects, both the special acts and local laws, and also the major acts. Now I would like to advise the aspirants as to how to prepare for examinations perfectly, and I would like to give some tips. The first thing that I would like to say that the very important thing is lots of preparation. Without preparation, there will be no chance for making successful attempt. So now the question is, what is lots of preparation? How it has to be done? So the lots of preparation for making successful attempt, it needs one first thing is hard work. The hard work coupled with patience and determination. There may be maybe interest, maybe everyone may be interested to make successful, but most of the people fail because of a lack of proper preparation with patience and determination. So there is a saying in the English that if you think you are beaten, you will be beaten always. So similarly, what would like to say that if you think if you think you are incompetent, you will be incompetent forever. So first you think that I am competent, you are already qualified. Now the important thing is that to prepare examination with a proper planning, and the planning includes patience and determination. Every day a schedule has to be prepared to cover some syllabus in a systematic way. You have to cover some syllabus, and in your preparation you have to allot the time for reading subject as well as develop a skill of presentation, both in writing and also in a oral presentation. And reading English paper daily is one important to cover the current news as well as to know the legal news relating to means courts of various courts in India and also international issues. And one more important aspect in preparation is always group discussion is one good tonic for you. Don't try to prepare yourself secretly, keeping the doors unlocked, and try to have a group discussion over any subject. It clarifies so many doubts from all the corners. And also it develops the confidence in the mind of the aspirant that I am able to answer, I am able to understand, I am able to present all these things. So before you are going to attempt the examination, these things are important to set your mind first, that I am confident that I can do it, that my preparation is proper, and I am patient, and my determination is truly work out. So for this, you need proper planning as to segregating all the subjects. That is, as already my friend has discussed something about criminal major acts, minor acts, local laws. And local laws and minor acts will have special laws or will have less importance in the judicial competitive examinations, but in for APPs is very, very important, including the Constitution of India. One more thing that I would like to say, that nowadays many people are making attempts, but almost all from our community, the participation, though participation is there, but success is very, very less. So we need to think on that aspect, that why more means the people are qualified, but they are not competent. They expected intellectually. They expected subject knowledge to improve our competency is more important. Suppose if you want to prepare yourself for examination point of view, no doubt you may get through the examination, you may be successful, but tomorrow it will never be an indication for competence. You may not be a competent person. You may be qualified. So don't try to have an idea that it is enough for me to get through the examination. No. You go through the subject in toto, and that will work out for both preliminary examination as well as main examination. Don't segregate it. You develop means you go through, you get the command over the subject. Now the question is how to frame our timeline and segregate the subjects to cover whole subject, whole syllabus. Suppose if the IPC, if you take it, you go through the first, for any law, it may be a Dowry Prohibition Act, it may be POCSO Act, or it may be TP Act, or it may be Indian Contracts Act, or the IPC, CRPC evidence. First, you try to know what is the object of that object and reasons behind that law. What is the main object of IPC? Object of TP Act, object of Contract Act. Was it the difference between the TP Act and the contracts and the basic principles of the contracts and TP? How similar they are? Where they are differing? So you need to know the framework of that legislation. It will be a permanent imprint in the mind, and you need not by heart the subject. Don't try to by heart the law subjects. Sometimes it will be a more danger that during the course of examination, if you feel any some what you can say strain, and you may not reproduce it. A lawyer, in my opinion, he needs to know how to read the proviso. So he needs so many skills: how to read, how to understand, how to present, how to convince the officer of the court, or how to argue with the opposite party. All these skills are essential. So you try to get the all these skills and a full with what we say expected with the subject knowledge. So here that I would like to give a small example how to read one small take for example Dowry Prohibition Act is a very small legislation. It's less than 10 to 11 provisions are there. Say you need to know the entire framework of the Dowry Prohibition Act. First, you try to know the full name of the legislation, the Dowry Prohibition Act, and the number of the act and the year in which it came into force. And what is the object of the Dowry Prohibition Act? Basically, it prohibits the practice of taking and giving or demanding dowry. It wants to curb this practice in the society. So, when the act came into force with very few number of sections, Section 2 deals with dowry. We must know what is dowry. So any property given by one party and received by another party, or given on behalf of one party and received on behalf of another party in connection with the marriage. Understand the kingpin point. In connection with the marriage, giving and taking any property, either it may be mobile or immobile or whatever it may be, valuable property, any valuable property given and taken by one party and received by another party in connection with the marriage is the kingpin point. In connection with the marriage, but it does not include mahar or dower. So two things are excluded. This definition is of exclusion. Some provisos will have inclusion. It includes, it excludes. So we must need to identify the kingpin ingredient of that particular section. While discussing earlier 378, our land friend has discussed 378 that what are the important ingredients. In it, movement is important. Movement of mobile thing. He need not take away the property. If he cuts the tree, that is enough that the theft is over. Similarly, in a dowry, that property which is given by one person and received by another person, that should be in connection with the marriage, that has to be proved. Very simple. Now we are very clear about the dowry, that is any property, valuable property given by one party and taken received by another party in connection with the marriage, but it does not include mahar or dower. Very simple. So if you by heart it, you may forget some ingredient which is important in your presentation. So the other thing that is demand, means giving a dowry is prohibited, taking dowry is prohibited, demanding dowry is prohibited, not only prohibited but also made punishable. And the property which is that is 3, 4, 5. The property which is given or handed over for the benefit of that bride, that has to be returned after some time as provided under section 6. If that the property was not returned, then that will become the offense. Similarly, these are the over means offenses and punishment. And the second thing is whether the offenses which are provided under section 3, 4, 5, 6 are cognizable or not. Those are cognizable, triable by the magistrate. And section 8A, presumption it gives. So initial burden will be on the prosecution and the presumption will be there in favor of the prosecution after they means discharging the initial burden as to the burden of proof. And the some rules relating to dowry are also provided. So if you by heart it, it takes more than 1 hour. If you make it with a proper study or combined reading, it will be very easy. You can share the views and you can identify the crux of the section and you can refresh your memory very easily. So now the Dowry Prohibition Act is over. Similarly, try to understand the true legal positions of the concepts. What is the present day legal position on suicide? Whether suicide is an offense or not. What is the now it is so many people now doubt whether it is and this means the suicide is an offense or not because of the decisions of the apex court in that connection. But in Mental Health Act, section 115 has been incorporated, and we have to read together both 309 and 115 IPC. You have to read together. This is comparative study is also very, very important. That's why I am referring 115. Wherever it is necessary, we need to know the relation between the provisions under one act and with the provisions of the another act. So you take, for example, under TP Act and under Contracts Act, both are contracts. Both are related to contracts. Even for transfer of property, if there is no contract, there is no transfer of property. No, the transfer of property doesn't affect. So, what is the difference? The Indian Contracts Act contains two chapters, mainly two parts. That is the general principles of the contracts and special contracts. Similarly, in TP Act, general principles of the transfer of property and special transfer of property means transactions, means specific transfers, that we can say. So first, when you open any legislation or any act, it may be central act or whatever it may be, try to find out the structure of that act. How many parts are there? And each part dealing with what? And what is the coverage of those particular means aspects? And generally, part 1, it contains preliminary, jurisdiction, certain explanations, and second part will be related to definitions, and some more parts may deal with the administration, office and setup of the office, administrative authorities, their powers and all other things. One more part will be there for penalties, offenses, penalties, and thereafter miscellaneous cognizance of the offenses, competency of the court, and other related things. So first we must know what are the important areas that need preparation for examination point. So the whole idea about that particular means any legislation that will give permanent imprint in the mind, and it saves our time. From any corner, if the question is posed, you can answer it without any hesitation. It saves our time. So it helps the time management, means time management purpose. In a short time, we can come to a right conclusion that this will be the answer. If you go by just a selection of areas in IPC, common intention is important. For 149 is important, 120B conspiracy is important, criminal conspiracy is important, and culpable homicide amounting to murder, not amounting to murder, theft, robbery, dacoity, extortion, like this. And sometimes if one particular aspect means you may not able to answer if the question is twisted. So we need to prepare not, means what you can say, that prepare properly with a particular determination that we must have both subject knowledge and also preparation for examination point of view, not a particular selection of questions. If you take, it will be very difficult. It will be a luck sometimes. Sometimes you have gone through 25 questions, and out of 25 questions, 10 questions have already if you find in the question paper, you will be lucky, no doubt. But sometimes it will kill your planning, and you have to take one more chance. First chance, second chance, third chance, no. So if you prepare, that means with the full subjects, it saves time and you will have a perfect attempt to see the sweetness of the success. I think it is not the right time. Already time is 9:30, and if you need some interaction, please have some interaction or any of your doubts. Then in next time, if time permits me, then I will come over to Hyderabad and I'll take 3 hours or 4 hours to give overall full idea about the preparation and understand how to understand and how to represent our subject.
Doubt, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, recent Telangana public prosecution notification.
Yes.
Not even 100% seats were not filled. So it is said that in June 2nd, a big notification, including additional public prosecutor, also is about to come. So
Yes, yes.
how we plan preparation? Can you please guide, sir?
So in APP examinations, that the one important point you must know, many people get, means most of the 80% of the candidates will get almost all border marks in major acts, IPC, CRPC, evidence. But when you come to the special act and the local laws, most of the candidates, they won't make a good attempt. So the concentration on special act and the local laws is very, very important. Those who can get good marks, then they will get through the exams, or otherwise it will be difficult. Always aspirants try to consume their time for preparation of IPC, CRPC, evidence, constitution, TP Act, like this. But for APP, those who go through and prepare well in local laws and special enactments, including Indian Constitution, then they will have fair chances. Tell me.
Sir, when notification comes, we are starting a batch on APP preparation, sir.
Okay, okay.
For your
actually, I do not know the news about any news about this notification, when it will come or not. I am in Andhra only. So whenever the chance comes to me, then I will come over there and I will spare some time to see that our community people will have more representation with competence. Our people are more qualified, but not competent.
We look forward for your guidance and support, sir. We also need material, if at all you can provide some material which you designed for assistant public prosecutor exams.
Actually, I am the person who prepared the material for this APP's first time in Andhra Pradesh. But subsequently, after few years, that was not updated. That's why I could not republish it. So this time I am trying to get it.
Update them, sir. It is said that next June 2nd, Telangana Formation Day, a very big notification is about to come, sir, including additional public prosecutor jobs.
Maybe, inshallah, I will try to get the material out with full updation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. I think
Actually, I had more ideas to discuss with you, but due to the time, already it is nearby 9:30 over, I think so.
Participants
So
benefited enormously.
I have shortened my
Next month
presentation.
we are planning a very big
Tell me.
an auditorium. Next month we are planning a very big conference. This was done in a very short notice. So next month
Okay.
we will work. We will prepare enough and we'll book a big auditorium.
In the meanwhile, I advise our community aspirants that to have a group discussion. It's
Sure,
very,
sir.
very important. Don't try to individual preparation. You may entertain so many doubts and those will not be clarified.
Yes, sir.
So
We have
group discussion is at least
WhatsApp group, sir, for group
three
discussion.
person. Maybe that may not be so effective. Group discussion physically, if 2 persons are planning with the time, 10 hours for preparation, 2 hours for paper reading, English, improving vocabulary and English presentations, and all these are important for us. Those things develop our levels of the confidence. That is also important to face the interview.
So kind of you, sir. So kind of you. This is Amir with you, one of the aspirant over here. So I really appreciate. मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ आपका. आप इतना वक्त लेट नाइट और पेशेंसली शुरू से मीटिंग में रहे हैं. Constantly आप ऑब्जर्व भी कर रहे थे. So I really appreciate. But we all over here giving the thanks and giving the gratitude to you. Kindly accept our gratitude from all of the participants over here. And we really appreciate if you can give your presence physically in the forthcoming meeting in the auditorium we are planning. This meeting is within short notice, within we can say that not more than 48 hours. So anyhow, we thought of taking action, and because of your willingness to come online, we got encouragement, and we tried to do our best from whatever the resources available with us. But I'm really sorry, and we are really sorry if any convenience caused to you. And I really appreciate your patience for standing so long late night. So please kindly accept our gratitude once again. Jazakallah khair. So I don't want to take much of your time now. Please kindly accept our gratitude and thank very much for the precious tips you have given, like group discussion and also that determination, when the criteria and one of material also, like you are so really thankful for that. Okay, sir. So would you like to take leave now, or you want to give some more any other points now?
No. If anyone want to have interaction or any doubt,
because always dil mange more. So just a moment. Mr. Advocate Shahid Nadeem would like to ask something.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum sir.
Walaikum salam rahmatullahi.
शाहिद नदीम एडवोकेट हूँ.
जी.
गायबाना आपका तारुफ हुआ है सर. मैं पिछले 8 साल से प्रैक्टिस में हूँ और जुडिशियल सर्विसेज का एस्पिरेंट भी हूँ. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं सीनियर भी आपकी बात सफीउल्लाह बेग एडवोकेट जो है वो मेरे सीनियर है सर. उनके से भी आपका तारुफ लिया हूँ मैं. सर आज की मीटिंग में बहुत जबरदस्त मतलब बहुत ही शानदार आपका एक्सप्लेनेशन था सर. एडिशनल पीपी के लिए हमें क्या किस एडिशनल जो पीपी एपीपी का जो एग्जाम्स आते हैं सर, वो एक तो होता है कि नंबर ऑफ वैकेंसी ज्यादा होते हैं और उसमें किस तरीके से प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए और कैसे उसको अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए, अगर कुछ एक आध टिप अगर हमें दे दें तो इंशाल्लाह हमारे लिए बहुत ज्यादा सहूलत होगी।
जितना मुझको आइडिया है, तो एपीपी एग्जामिनेशन एंड एडिशनल पीपी एग्जामिनेशन में फर्क बहुत कम है. If you forget about additional PP examination or APP examination, you prepare for syllabus is very common syllabus. So IPC, CRPC, evidence, constitution, and means local laws and special laws. So you prepare all these things, all these subjects, forgetting about the additional PP and APP. It depends upon the merit. Because इधर नंबर ऑफ वैकेंसीज कम रहेंगे, उधर एपीपी में ज्यादा रहेंगे. बट द ओनली थिंग दैट यू नीड टू इम्प्रूव सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज. जितना सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज आप गेन करेंगे उतना टाइम आपको इफेक्टिव से आप एग्जामिनेशन में रिप्रोड्यूस करके प्रेजेंट करने में टाइम आता. And one thing forget, don't try to fill the papers with a number of cases. You need to present only authoritative decisions. Not like suppose if recently one judgment has been delivered by the one high court or some Supreme Court, if that decision is not authoritative on that subject, that's not necessary. It wastes your time. Say for example, if you what you can say, take any topic, suicide. Suppose the legal position of the suicide, if there are 3 or 4 cases are there, the Supreme Court are decided. Those case laws are important. You have to cite with the brief substance related to that validity of that section 309. Not covering all the recent Gujarat High Court or recent Haryana High Court said like this. This is not necessary. Authoritative judgment is enough. You save your time. That's one important. You don't waste your time in the examination hall. Time management papers are there nowadays. A time management में आप जितना time manage कर सकते, that's a 50% success की indication है. जितना time waste करेंगे तो उतना दूर जाना पड़ता है. So try to manage time. Time management करना है तो you have to improve subject knowledge, not just preparation of stock questions.
Yes, sir.
Stock questions जो भी करता हूँ, so it may be sometimes luck, and he may be qualified, but he may not be competent. Our community needs competent persons in the profession. 100 law graduates में कितने competent है आज? Please think of it. Why? Just passing a law is not enough. More people are interested to how to pass the examination, clear of the examination. First semester, second semester, pass ho gaya, law aa gaya. That is not enough. That is not our motto of our community. The competency is important. Suppose we are incompetent among all other group, what will happen about our image? So not less than thousands of advocates are there, qualified persons are there, but very few competent persons are we can identify in the society. So my advice to all aspirants, one important thing is how to get through the examination. That is one object to secure job, but that is not sufficient. Along with that qualification, you need to have expected intellectuality, which helps to improve our competence. इसलिए एपीपी को एडिशनल पीपी को दो सेपरेट प्रिपरेशंस नहीं चाहिए. Similar syllabus है. Murder is murder for additional PP examination. Murder is murder for APP examination. There will be no two common intentions. There will be no two criminal conspiracies. Definitions. All are the same. So we need only subject knowledge. Whatever the syllabus covered, then concentration thoda zyada karenge. Hope that by June I will release that book with a full updation for APPs and additional PPs both. Any more?
We are looking forward to it. It is the most demanded book in the market.
Yes. Actually, because मैं अपडेशन नहीं करा था, इसीलिए मैं उसको मार्केट में नहीं रिलीज करा. So our publication will release it in May. I think so. May में या जून में करने वाले हैं, करेंगे.
अभी आपके अपडेशन की और आपके सपोर्ट की सख्त जरूरत है साहब. आपकी बुक की बहुत जरूरत है.
Sure. अभी मैं एक्चुअली जी बोलिए.
ठीक है सर. वेरी मच थैंक यू वेरी मच. क्योंकि थोड़ा इंटरनेट डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है शायद मुझे भी और लग रहा है आप भी लग रहा है वैसे ही. तो अभी हम अगेन थैंक यू वेरी मच. अभी हम कंक्लूड करते हैं. फिर आपको कांस्टेंट टच में रहेंगे हम. और नेक्स्ट जो प्रोग्राम रहेगा हम उसको आपको थोड़ा टाइम एडवांस में इंटीमेट करेंगे. बट बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दैट सर. वी वांट योर प्रेजेंस फिजिकली. very much we need you.
इंशाल्लाह. शुक्रिया. Shall I take leave?
You are running. We try to, because it was a physical program, so we try to connect online. So please bear with us. Thank you very much. We will conclude now. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.